What is up, guys? Team Yugi Fans here, and today I'm going to be doing the Orcust, Burning Abyss Orcust combo video. I'm going to go over the deck list really quick because it might be different than what it was in the video. I can't quite remember, but I've altered it a little bit since then. I'm not going to explain any card choices because this is primarily intended to be a combo video, and the deck list is your choice. However, I'm just going to run through it real quick. No explanations, but 2 Farfa, 2 Skarm, 2 Libic for the 2 ofs, 1 Barbar, 1 Seer, 1 Calcab, 1 Alec, and 1 Graph for the 1 ofs. 3 Rhino Warrior, and 1 Tour Guide. Then for the dangers, 2 Nessie, 2 Tsuchinoko, and 2 Jackalope. Nothing new there. 2 Harpour, 1 Symbol Skeleton, 2 Nightmare, and 1 World Wand, just your Orcust package. Then 2 Ash and 2 Valor, just because some hand traps are cool. Then spells, 3 Twister, 3 Called By, that shouldn't need too much explanation in the current meta. 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Babble for the other spells, and then the 1 Crescendo. I'll just show you guys the extra deck too. We only play 1 Dante now, 1 Beatrice, and then 1 Pilgrim. It's just standard, basically. 2 of the Dingirsu for the Orcust stuff. 1 Cherubini. Our standard Nightmare cards, which are pretty basic. 2 Galatea, and 1 Longursu. Trisbana, this has a cool combo that you can do with just Burning Abyss cards, which is nice. 1 Bomber Dragon, and a Boral Sword. So that's the basic gist of the list. Obviously I went through that pretty quick, but I want to get to the combos, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the video and go to combo number 1. Alright guys, so combo number 1 I'm going to show you is Tour Guide with a card to discard. Now I'm not going to be showing you the basic, you know, the meme right now, the full Orcust combo with just 2 monsters, because everyone should know that by now, how to do the full Orcust combo with just 2 monsters. I'm going to be showing you the ones that are more so specific to this particular deck, so you can see exactly how it runs and the plays you can make. But the first play that I'm going to be showcasing is Tour Guide plus a card to discard. This combo is the exact same as opening a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, a Burning Abyss monster, and a card to discard. It's the same exact thing, except this requires 1 less card. But I'm going to go ahead and just put the discard card down here. So you're going to normal summon your Tour Guide. The effect will trigger, and you get to special summon a Rhino Warrior. Now, you have options of ways of doing this. I take the best route possible, which you're going to overlay the Rhino Warrior and the Tour Guide, and you're going to make a Dante. Now you're going to detach the Rhino Warrior, and then you're going to basically mill a card. You don't want to mill 3. The reason you don't want to mill 3 is you don't want to end up dumping cards that you might need to have for the Orcust combo itself, more so than the Burning Abyss combo. So you're not going to do more than 1 in this scenario, because it just would not be beneficial for you if you milled cards that you did not want in the grave yet. But after that happens, you will be able to activate your Fiendish Rhino Warrior's effect, and you will be dumping Graph to the graveyard from your deck. Graph will trigger, and you will special summon your Seer. After you have done this, you're going to link with the Seer and the Dante. And you're either going to be making Cerberus or Phoenix. In this case, we'll just make the Cerberus. Now at this point, we are going to trigger Seer and Dante. So I always do Seer's Chainlink 1 and Dante's Chainlink 2, because you can survive without adding a Burning Abyss back to your hand if they like Ghost Spell it or something, but you want to summon the Dante back out. So you're going to basically be adding first and then special summoning with how the Chainlinks resolve. And you want to summon, it doesn't really matter too much where you summon the Dante, to be honest, but I like to summon it directly below the Cerberus. Now you're going to link the Cerberus for a Nightmare Mermaid. Mermaid's effect will trigger, and you'll discard the random card, which I'm just going to kind of put below the grave, but don't mistake it for being banished, because it's technically not. Now Mermaid triggers, and we are going to summon Orcust Nightmare from our deck. Now this part is fairly important. You're going to discard the Burning Abyss card in your hand, which will most likely be Seer if you only have Tour Guide in hand, but you should obviously have another Burning Abyss at some point. And you will make your Beatrice directly under the Mermaid. After doing so, you will link the Orcust Nightmare and the Mermaid, and we will make Galatea. After Galatea has been made, we will banish the Orcust Nightmare. I like to target the Beatrice. It's usually a pretty good choice. Then you're going to send Harpour to grave, which you're just going to activate its effect to banish it. And then you will get to special summon your Symbol Skeleton. After doing this, you can link the Symbol Skeleton and the Galatea, and you will make the Longursu. I'm going to slide this over a little bit, just so we can have a little more space to work with here. Now, after you summon the Longursu, you can activate your Symbol Skeleton and summon the Galatea to your field. Galatea's effect will trigger, and you're going to want to shuffle either Orcust Nightmare or Harpour. In this case, we're going to shuffle the Orcust Nightmare into deck, and you have the choice of either setting Babble or Crescendo. Let's just assume you didn't draw either one, so you want to set the Babble. So now you have the Babble on field, which is good. You are then going to overlay your Galatea to make the Dingirsu. Dingirsu's effect will then trigger, and you will get to equip Orcust Symbol Skeleton to it. Now at this point, you can link summon your Longursu and your Dingirsu, and you can make a Topologic Bomber Dragon. And that's basically how you would end your turn, because what you have on the field at this point is during your opponent's turn, you can banish the Symbol Skeleton to summon the Dingirsu because you have Babble on field. When Dingirsu is summoned, you will trigger its effect, but first, Bomber's going to trigger because it's pointing to it when it's summoned. So Bomber's a mandatory. So this is Chainlink 1, then this is Chainlink 2, and you're going to re-equip the Symbol Skeleton. Now the reason you do that is after you've re-equipped the Symbol Skeleton, your Bomber Dragon is then going to resolve, and to avoid the destruction, you're just going to detach one from Dingirsu, and then you get to keep your Beatrice and your Dingirsu on the field. And Beatrice still gives you an optional interruption, as well as your opponent's field has been blown up as well. So that gives you some pretty solid leads there as to things that you can do with just that by itself. But let me go ahead and cut the video and hop over to combo number 2. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys another combo. And this one is one of my personal favorites, but I have yet to see anyone on like a live stream do this combo, and like it's so good because chances are you can win the game if your opponent is required to play an extra deck. You can probably win just off of this by itself. That's how powerful it is generally. But you have to open up Tour Guide and Farfa, or Fiendish Rhino Warrior, a random Burning Abyss, and Farfa, and you should get the same effect of it. But it's a really, really good combo. I'm going to show you guys exactly how this works and kind of explain, because it will be a little confusing to some people, but I'll show you why. So we're going to leave the Farfa here for now. So you're going to normal summon your Tour Guide. Tour Guide will special summon Rhino Warrior. You will then link the two of them together, and you will make Cherubini. Your Rhino Warrior will trigger to send Graph. Graph will trigger to special summon Seer. You will then use Cherubini to send Libic from your deck to the graveyard, and you can target either one of them. Doesn't really matter. Libic will then trigger to special summon Farfa from your hand. Then you're going to overlay your Seer and your Farfa to make Dante. Now, you're not going to do the obvious play and detach from Dante. That's actually bad in this instance. I know it sounds crazy. Detaching from Dante seems bad to use his effect in Burning Abyss. Yes, it is true, and I will show you exactly why. So you're going to link your Cherubini and your Dante together, and you are going to make Topologic Trisbana, the card that not many people are playing for some reason, even though it's ridiculously crazy. Now, you're going to have 3 chain links that can go off at once. So, the way that you're going to want to order them is Seer is Chainlink 1 to target Dante, Dante is Chainlink 2 to target Seer, and then Farfa is Chainlink 3 to target Trisbana. Why are you going to want to do this? Because then you can completely chain block your opponent and they cannot ghost value, which is very, very important. Then, so the Trizbane is going to be banished first because of the Farfa resolving. You will then get to add the Seer to hand, and then you will summon the Dante. Okay, so now you've resolved all of your chain links properly. You're then going to discard your Seer, and you're going to make Beatrice in the extra monster zone. Now this is the important part. At the end phase, the Trizbane comes back from the Farfa. Now your placement of this is going to be directly under your opponent's extra monster zone. Why are you doing this? Because any monster they summon to that extra monster zone is going to be banished by Trizbane's effect. So every single time they summon a card here, it's gone, no matter what. So you're going to be able to give yourself such a strong advantage, because if they have to summon from the extra deck and they don't have a way around this, then they just lose. They automatically lose, and there's nothing that can be done about it, and you still have an interruption with Beatrice, which makes it even crazier. To me, it's just a wild combo that no one is playing, and I haven't seen anyone play it out. Basically, you lock your opponent out of their extra deck, and then on your turn, you should be able to go off with some plays and possibly OTK them, which is pretty cool. But that's a simple combo that you can do just by opening Tour Guide and Farfa, and it gives you that ability in case you don't want to do like your Orcust combo and you want to do something a little cheeky and cool. But that's combo number 2. I'm going to show you guys one more combo in the video. Alright guys, here's the last combo, and I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. I know what you're thinking, you already saw this combo. I already saw Tour Guide plus a card to discard. Well, this one's a little bit different. It gives you a slightly different outcome. You don't do the typical things that you would do for an Orcust combo, and I'll show you why. So you're going to normal your Tour Guide and special the Rhino Warrior. You will then overlay them and make Dante. You will detach and you'll mill a random card. Let's just say you mill a Nessie. That's going to be our trend, is that we're going to mill a random Nessie. Then Rhino Warrior will trigger, and you will send a Graph to the grave. Graph will trigger to special summon Seer. Now you will link the two, and we will be making the Cerberus. Then we will do Seer Chainlink 1, Dante Chainlink 2. So this goes to hand. You summon the Dante. Now you're going to link the Cerberus, and you're going to make the Mermaid. Mermaid's effect, you'll now discard the random card. You don't have to discard the Burning Abyss card. And you will special summon an Orcust Nightmare from your deck. Now, there are some people who would automatically go to making the Beatrice here. Let's say we're going second. This is why I'm showing this combo, because going second, you don't have to make the Beatrice. You can do something completely different, and it'll give you probably a better outcome for the most part in this instance. So we're going to link the Orcust Nightmare and the Mermaid, and we're going to make Galatea. Now, we're going to use Orcust Nightmare and banish it. You can target either one, doesn't really matter. You're going to send Harp Horror. Then you activate the Harp Horror to banish it, and you will special summon a Symbol Skeleton. Now you're going to link these 4 together, or these 3 together. It adds up to 4 though. And you're going to make your Boral Sword. After you've made the Boral Sword, you can banish the Symbol Skeleton to special summon the Galatea. Now you can use Galatea's effect to shuffle any one of these that you would like back into the deck. Just for the sake of the video, let's shuffle the Orcust Nightmare. Doesn't have to be that though, I'm just using it as an example. And you can set the Babble or the Crescendo, whichever one you need that you're missing. Now, from here, you're going to overlay Dingirsu on your Galatea. Depending on what your opponent has, you'll either be sending a card from their field, or you'll be re-equipping your Symbol Skeleton. One or the other. It's obviously situational. Now, what do you have? You have an OTK. You can just beat over your opponent's cards and win the game with ease, basically. Very, very easy to win the game at this point. Super simple. I think that doing this is great. And it's the same thing. It's the Tour Guide plus 1 card to discard. And you still have a Seer in hand, so when it comes back around to your turn, if you don't OTK them, you can probably normal summon this, and it'll be automatically popped from not having a Burning Abyss monster on the field. And then you can get your Dante back, and you can just have your Seer Dante loop over and over again. So there are options that you have here. Obviously, there's a bunch of different ways you can do these kind of combos, but those are the ones that I wanted to display, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Once again, I apologize for the delay on putting the video out. I'm going back to school after being out of school for a few years, and my work schedule is kind of weird and wonky, so I'm trying to figure out the best time for me to upload videos, which I'm just going to have to find a consistent pattern for that. So bear with me as I do so, but I will be pumping out as many videos as possible. I also want to give a big shout out to all you guys who are subscribed to me. We just hit 200 subscribers the other day, which is phenomenal. Super excited and pumped about that. The goal is by my birthday, so March, so by the middle to end of March, I want to hit anywhere from 300 to 500 subscribers. So if you guys can help make that happen, go for it. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'm going to do my best to provide you guys with some of the best content that I can. But for right now, this is Team Yugi Fans signing out.